Yo, what's going on? My name is True Soldier, and Rockstar dropped some info today regarding the update that's coming next week. The update that so far we know that it involves player blips, decreasing the range on which you see other players. They're also going to be adding in bounties, bounty hunters, and a few other adjustments, maybe some weapon balancing. Well, today they actually dropped some more info for us. They're calling this a new world enhancement, a natural world enhancement drug. So the article says that basically it's going to bring in weapons, clothing, which is awesome. They didn't really mention too much about clothing. People saw images and noticed that some of the outfits that people were wearing were not in the game yet. So they assumed that there was going to be some clothing, but it's cool to have an official announcement. Emotes for your characters and some improvements that we already heard about. One of the game modes that they're going to be adding is called Fool's Gold. It says players will compete to control an equal parts G.O.A.T and protective suit of golden armor. Fight to take down armor wearer to earn points and claim it as your own. Then turn the tables and earn points for kills while wearing the armor. This actually sounds a lot like the GTA adversary mode called Power Mad, where everybody would fight for control over a Juggernaut suit, but this is the 1899 version of that, where you wear a gold suit of armor. But very similar, and I kind of like that, because I mean, we want properties, we want businesses, so the more evidence of GTA that we see in this gives us hope that those other items will be added in with their own Red Dead flavor. The other thing, now this stands out to me because I love fishing, and it looks like Rockstar is going to be adding in the Red Dead Online version of fishing tournaments, where basically you'll accept the challenge and you'll go to the designated body of water where everybody can compete in a fishing tournament, and basically you're going to be told like what type of fish to catch. When you accept the challenge, you'll be given all the supplies like the bait. I guess if you don't own a rod, they'll give you a rod, and the winner will be determined by who catches the most weight in fish. And this is awesome because I love fishing just the way it is, so when you add a little bit more incentive, it just makes it that much better. So that's one thing that I'm definitely looking forward to, the fishing challenges. Also, there are new showdown modes. They're called Up in Smoke, Spoils of War, and Plunder. Now, other than the names, we know that they're going to involve capturing and delivering bags and taking loot from other teams. Kind of reminds me again of GTA and how they had some capture missions and things like that. I didn't really get into that, but I guess if you've played the GTA versions, then you probably know a little bit of what to expect when they drop the cowboy version next week. They're going to be adding in 2 new weapons. They are the Evans Repeater Rifle and the Rare Shotgun. They had a Rare Shotgun in story mode. I don't know if it's going to be exactly like that, but it very well could be, because they're probably just taking the one from story mode and adding it into online. They're also adding in new clothing items and emotes, hats, shirts, pants, coats, jackets, pretty much everything. But the one thing that they didn't have on the list that I was really hoping for, and I hope they do add someday, and that is masks. You know, we don't have any masks in online, but we have them in story mode, which is kind of cool. So hopefully in the future they'll be adding masks, and then we can all be running around in goat skulls and pig faces on our heads. The other thing that they're adding in is limited time special clothing items, where in their words, they will come and go. So you might log in, check the catalog. Oh, cool, there's an outfit. Maybe I'll save up for it and buy it tomorrow. You log in the next day, it could be gone, which kind of reminds me of Fortnite and the way they run their store. Now, I don't know, how Red Dead's going to run it. I don't know if it's going to be like a daily change up or maybe like a weekly, special item that you have a week to buy. But regardless of whether you like Fortnite or not, I think it's an awesome idea because it gives people a reason to check in. In Fortnite's case, every day. We don't know what the time frame is going to be for Red Dead, but either way, the cool thing about that is you might buy a clothing item that either someone will miss out on or other people will be like, yeah, I don't want that one. They'll pass it up and then it's gone. They can't get it back. So you have a clothing item that other people don't have access to, and I think that really ramps it up in regards to the uniqueness of our characters. Because in GTA, we had thousands of clothing items to really set ourselves apart from everybody else. In this one, very limited clothing items, and I'm actually shocked at, you know, this is Rockstar we're talking about, and they have very limited clothing items in online. But it seems like they're going to be expanding upon that, and I can't wait. And one last thing I wanted to touch on is that PS4 is actually getting some early access content as promised before launch. That all the ads were saying, you'll buy it on PS4 and you'll get access to DLC content 30 days in advance, and they're doing that. But in this case, we're only getting a few clothing items, the jawbone knife, and 3 emotes. So I personally was speculating that we were going to be getting like whole updates 30 days in advance. But if this is any evidence of what could be happening in the future, we might not be getting full DLCs, but just bits and pieces of content, which is kind of cool. I'm not a fan of splitting up the community because it just sucks. Because I've been on that receiving end where, you're on Xbox, again, to reference Call of Duty, you're on Xbox and you're watching all these people on YouTube, all the PS4 players playing the zombie maps, and you're like, man, I can't wait till I can play that. And then by the time you get to play it, it's old news. Like, I'd rather everybody kind of experience this together. I don't care if you want to hate on Xbox or PS4. Either way, I feel like we should all get the content together. So if they're just going to be giving PS4 users bits and pieces of exclusive content, a knife, a couple clothing items, and some emotes, but now I don't know, because this isn't a full-blown DLC. So it may still be that way. Like if they drop properties, who knows? PS4 users might get that 30 days in advance because this isn't exactly a full-blown update, but who knows? It's a good sign of things to come, but I can't say one way or the other yet if it's going to be that way or not. That's it. I want to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe to stay up to date with all my gaming content. Hit that like button if you feel in your hearts to do so, and last but not least, stay swole.